Hello, hello, plannerets. Now, if your brain feels full, your week ahead looks overwhelming, and you're already mentally juggling 1,000 things, stop right here. You don't need another complicated system. You just need a simple brain dump. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Now, so many of us go into a new week already exhausted, unfocused, and feeling like we're already behind before we even start. I know that feeling for sure. I used to sit down on a Monday morning with a vague plan and a long, very, very long to do list scattered across so many different places. Post it notes, a planner here, a planner there, some bits and pieces of paper. I felt like I was always catching up. But then, of course, when I started doing a weekly brain dump at the end of each week, I swear, everything changed. It's now a non negotiable part of my reset routine. And here on my YouTube channel, you can do a brain dump with me plus a weekly reset every first Sunday of the month, which is where we are right now. So if you're ready, grab your blank piece of paper or your free brain dump printable guide and let's clear the mental clutter and let's do a brain dump. Let's go. Okay, well, before we get started, let's say hello to the plannerets in the live community. Laura is here. Nice to see you. Hello, Cindy. Thank you so much for joining. Claire is looking forward to brain dumping with all of us. Fantastic. I love it. And Claire is tuning in from sunny Adelaide. Let me know where you are tuning in from. I love to know. And hey, one of these plannerets might be in your neck of the woods. And so nice shared commonality, so which is really lovely. Melinda, good afternoon from NZ. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. So love my brain dump. Yes, me too. It's a game changer. And then also the difference with what we're doing today is we're not just dumping, we're going to categorize. We're going to make it a little bit more organized. So then that way we can only focus on the things we need to do for today, tomorrow, and the week. And everything else can wait until next week because that's where a lot of the overwhelm comes in is we think we have to do everything today. Everything's important. Everything is urgent. So it's like, hello, Latoya. Nice to see you from Augusta, Georgia. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Now, Latoya, please remind me, is this your first time here? I get so many lovely new plannerets joining in. I always forget. If not, if it is, oops, where's my, yeah, let's do that again. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate, yay, you being here so much. Lovely. Now, if you are, of course, watching on replay, you can also say hello in the comment section. I love hearing from you, whether you're just saying hello or the brain dump is helping you or this is your first time. I welcome all comments and all chat. All right, so make sure you do say hello in the comment section as well. All right, so what are we going to do today? We're going to do a guided brain dump together. So then that way we get to start building that habit of what to do when our mind is really, really cluttered and we're trying to remember everything. So don't worry, I'm going to walk you through the prompts. We'll pause to reflect. And by the end, you'll have a clear list of what's on your mind, what matters this week, and what can wait for later. Now, if you haven't yet downloaded the Calm and Clear Starter Kit. So it's all my favorite little freebies that I had created along the way to help me, manage my mental clutter. So I'll put it all into one little starter kit. So in it, this is free. Yes, that's right, because I love you and I want you to succeed and not get so overwhelmed, because a lot of the times the reason why we have so many on our to-do list is because we are just burnt out, we're stuck. We think we have to do everything all at the same time. We have to be superheroes. No, we just need to worry about what's right now. So you get a brain dump guide, walks you through all the different steps we're going to do today. You also have a brain dump trigger list, and this was inspired by one of my Plannerettes Inner Circle founding members who created a trigger list for herself. She wrote it out beautifully, great penmanship, and I thought, you know what, that is a brilliant idea. So let's create. So these are just some things that can help jog your memory, juice or squeeze everything out of your brain. And then, of course, just a grid paper that we can just jot everything down. So those are the things we're going to use today. As well, you have a self-care bingo card. You know how for those of you who may not know, who are new to my channel, one of the things that's helped me a lot is putting myself first, putting myself on that priority list. And that's taking breaks and looking at caring for myself. And this self-care bingo card, which is free as part of the starter kit, goes through simple things from take 1 minute to breathe, deep breathing, to having a full day off. So if you come to me and go, Marianne, I don't know what sort of things to do to take breaks or look after myself, well, there's no excuse, because you can get this and print it out or put it on your phone and have a look, and then we're going to go and look through it later and then plan. Not just an afterthought, not when you've done all your work. No, it needs to be done before everything else, okay? And then, of course, there is also a simple habit tracker. What? Is this free, Marianne? Yes, you're right. You're hearing that right. So if you are new to habit tracking, or you're feeling a bit stuck in a rut, just start off with one habit and then focus on that for the next couple of weeks, and then build that habit. Let's quickly have a look. Yes, Latoya is here for the first time. I love it. I love it. Well, keep making sure you are engaging in the community, in the live chat, because there is actually a little crown. Who has seen the little crown on the chat? So that's a nice little leaderboard. So it's a really great way to engage with each other, engage with me, and see who doesn't love a crown, hey? So then it'll just tell you who's, most engaged. And if you want to see number one on yours, then keep commenting. Hello, the Law Drop. Good evening. Starting a summer reset with cleaning my room and having a listen. I love it. The Law, thank you so much for joining me. And I think this is your first time, is it not? If it is, well, let me welcome you to the Plannerettes community. Thank you so much. All right. So if you haven't downloaded the Calm and Clear starter kit, well, you can grab that, of course, later. But you just start off with a simple, with a simple blank page. Just open a blank page in your planner right now, or just grab a simple blank piece of paper. Nothing fancy. We ain't doing fancy here today, because all we're going to do is get things out of our head and down on paper. The second time, brilliant, excellent. I love it. Well, while you're cleaning, hopefully some of the music that we put on will help soothe you. And then also, yes, was wondering about the crown. So it's a nice little leaderboard that YouTube has put on, just so then it's nice to see a little crown next to your name. So the top 3 most engaged community member or plannerette will see that 1, 2, and 3 number interchange, depending on how well you are engaging today. It's just, it's a nice, fun way to just see your name up there. All right, so let's quickly have a look. So here's what you're going to walk away with today. Mental clarity. So instead of juggling it all in your head, which I'm sure you've been doing for a long time, you're going to feel calm and feel in control. And also, this is going to help you focus. You'll be able to spot what actually needs to get done this week, and then everything else might be noise or for later. And also, I want this to be a space for you to give yourself some breathing room. You're going to leave space in your week for things you didn't plan for. Because why? Because let's be honest, unexpected things always come up. The reason why we're overwhelmed is we think we have to fill in every half hour, every hour of our day with something to do, and then we don't plan for the unexpected, and then things all, it hits the fan, right? So what I'm going to do Oh, what am I? Number one? Oh, number two. Oh, you got it. Claire, you got to go and type in some more. But what we're going to do now for the next 10 minutes is grab our favorite pen, grab your brain dump printable, okay? Whether it's this one, see, it's got a grid on it. So then if you're like me who like to make sure my handwriting is nice and straight, then it's there. And then, of course, if you already have the Calm and Clear starter kit, then it also has a trigger list. So if you ever need to go, what else is there that's in my head? Right, these are some of the other things you can jot down. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 10 minutes on the screen, and I want you to write everything in your head down on paper, okay? Please don't filter, don't judge. All it is we're just, it's like as if, imagine it as if you're clearing out that bottom drawer in your kitchen and just clearing everything out. That's all we're doing. All right, so it doesn't matter if it's not spelt correctly or grammatically correct. We're not doing any judging. All right, so let's clear the clutter and reset your week with intention. Let us go. Oh, that felt really, really good. How did you feel? Let me know in the chat right now. I do appreciate it. Melinda, thank you so much. Have to agree, Claire. Marianne is a wonderful inspiration. Love my Sunday check ins with you all, and I love you being here. Melinda, thank you so much. When I hang out with Marianne, I know I'm actually going to get something checked off my to do list that week. Can I just tell you though, I think this is a really selfish reason for me doing this is so then I'm not distracted. That if I am doing this with you, and I think that's where a lot of us get stuck, we know what we need to do. We're smart enough, we're confident enough, we are headstrong, yet somewhere along the way, our overwhelm, our burnt out has given us these self-doubts, these negative talks in our head that we can't do it, we're maybe not good enough, or we're falling behind, and then it becomes a spiral. And then that's why when things like that stay in your brain, it just bounces back and forth. So what we need to do is release it. And this is why brain dumping is really, really important. So I love that. Thank you. Yes, I seem to get more done. So do I. So I love that all of you who do join me here for the brain dump session is getting lots of different, ways that you can co-work with others. And so if you sort of like, well, not forced, you don't have to be here, but if you have created, if you have carved out the time for yourself, remember, this is for you. This is a self-care opportunity. So when you are doing brain dump and when you are embellishing your planner pages, that is a self-care moment. Planning, it was only a couple of years ago that I realized how planning is a self-care activity that I enjoy, that helps me reset, re-energize, start from scratch, and then go and start again. So I love that. It's, yes, thank you, Claire. It's an accountability. It's just knowing someone else who on the other side of the world or on the other side of the country is doing exactly the same as you. They call it, I don't know the, scientific or the research term, but how proximity, so proximity doesn't just have to be physical proximity, but knowing that others around you are doing the same thing does help lift you up, and it does help motivate and encourage you to take action. And that's all we want, or I want from you, is just to take action. And action doesn't mean has to be this grand thing. It can just be as simple as opening your planner and just writing a nice little positive affirmation. It's just taking action. It's just taking one deep breath through your nose, holding it, and out through your mouth. And just signaling to your brain that, hey, everything's okay. We're going to have an opportunity to get everything out of our head on a regular basis and start from there. Thank you so much. And I love how supportive you all are. Yes, isn't it wonderful to all these people in the chat and in the comment sections, those of you that watch me on replay, because we are all in different, time zones, how much you tell me that it's what you needed today. And I love that, because most of the time it's what I need too. So I'm thinking, you know what, if I'm feeling this way and I don't see anyone else talking about it because maybe they too scared, they might be judged, I'm here. I'm going to be your person at the front going, I'm really struggling today. I cried the other day. I had a bad migraine. I screamed at everyone in the house. If we don't see those, then when we feel it, we think we're the only one. So I'm hoping that by us working together, doing brain dump is a great opportunity for us to know that we're not alone. All right, you've got your brain dump. Everything that's in your head, down on paper. The beauty of this is you can now see it clearly. I think I got this from Ali Abdal, and he said, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. So if you can imagine, okay, so, my multivitamins, if you're inside, you can't read what's out here. So you need to get it out onto paper. So now you've given yourself that space to now go, oh my God, that was all in my head. No wonder I'm feeling overwhelmed. No wonder I'm feeling cluttered. when it's in there, I don't know where to start. So everything feels overwhelming. Once we've got it on paper, here is the step that has made it so much easier for me and less anxiety and anxious thought and self-doubt and limiting beliefs in my head is we're now going to categorize it. So if you have the brain dump guide, I set it out for you. Okay, so we've got our brain dump. We wrote things down without judgment, no filter. Just let your thoughts flow. If you need more than 10 minutes, especially if you are new to brain dumping, put another 5 minutes on, put another 10 minutes on. Or if the 10 minutes is too long, what I want you to do is take the rest of the time to just sit there and just allow yourself to sit without having to do anything. And that is your self-care. Remember, self-care is not a reward, it's a necessity. Because what happens is you are allowing your brain to reset. I'm going to use my analogy. When our computer has lots and lots of tabs, what happens? It overheats, it doesn't work properly, and you see that whirling little circle in the middle of your screen. What do? We turn it off. We let it be off for about 60 seconds, and then we turn it back on. And voila, everything's working a lot faster. Yet we don't allow that for ourselves. We are not letting ourselves turn off and just sit, just do our self-care. We look after our devices and our vehicles and our house and our washing machine and our dishwasher. We look after those things more than we look after ourselves. That's going to change today, okay? So that's my little TED Talk for today. Categorizing the list is a game changer, yes, because things that don't matter right now, we can put that off till when it does. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to categorize. Now my colors here is all funny because my ink is running out. So what I want you to do now, and we're going to go and put a timer on, whatever color, so these are my color code, you can follow it along if you like. My green is no longer green, okay? So when you print it out yourself, hopefully you have more ink in your printer. So I'm going to grab green for me. This is just my color code, whatever color is important to you. And I want you to look at your list right now. What things on there are for today and tomorrow? That's it. You're just going to circle or highlight the things that you need to do for today. So any non-negotiables, normally things that are date or time specific, or things that you got to do today to prepare for tomorrow. Okay, today and tomorrow, I want you to highlight or circle it, and that's it for the moment. And I'll put a 1-minute timer on the screen. So we're going to organize this clutter that was once in our head and make, clear sense of it. So let's go. 1 minute, circle today and tomorrow. Okay, how did you go? Were you able to sort through your brain dump and circle things for today and tomorrow? And here's the thing that's going to start to happen when you start categorizing. If you have a lot of things to do for today and tomorrow, that's probably where your overwhelm is starting to come in. Because I'm sure for, when you're looking at it, everything is important, everything is urgent, everything needs to get done right now. But what starts to happen, you go, that's a lot for today, or that's a lot for tomorrow. Now remember, just because it's on your list does not mean you're the one who has to do it. Do you know you can delegate? Do you know you can ask for help? And do you know if it's not that important today, tomorrow, and things aren't going to fall apart if you don't do it, that you can leave it till later in the week or maybe later in the month? This is going to help you prioritize and see what's really important and what matters right now, because that's all we're going to look at for the moment. Just the right now and the very immediate future. Okay? Things that, oh, I got to do this and it's not until end of July. Why are you taking up space and worrying about it when you can relax? Let's look at it later. All right. So the next part to categorize is what sort of things on your brain dump, on your list, you need to get done within the week or within the next 7 days. So I'm going to grab blue because that's my color code. Okay, whatever color code it is. So next, have a look at the things on your list that you need to do, not today, not tomorrow, but within the week, and circle them for me. That's all we're doing. We're categorizing. We're not doing anything else. We're just sorting. So have a think of it as if you're sorting your socks, okay? You're just putting things in their little pots, all right? Let's go. All right. So, hey, look at my little brain dump. It's starting to get a lot clearer that, hey, see all these things that I didn't highlight or circle for today, tomorrow, or for the week? If I kept those in my head, they would be taking up space and they would be taking up cognitive energy. Me going, I have to remember that. I have to remember that. I got to do that. I got to do that. And then when you're doing that and remembering it, what are you doing? You're making yourself stress. So what we need to do now is then have a look. So I'm going to do purple. So what things on your list are things you need to do for this month, for July? Okay, so not this week, but just later on. So have a circle and see. And now, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit, my heart and my chest doesn't feel so heavy, doesn't feel so tight, because then I go, oh, okay, I don't need to really look at that until the following week or later on in the month. Let us go. All right. So I have actually, for me, I have circled everything that I had written down at the beginning of the brain dump session. Now, I'm sure more things will pop up, which is good. So you know what? When I first started brain dumping, I had things in my mind, in my brain, that I was, for 2026. So I was like, oh, I want to do this and I got to do this and I got to do that. So the more often you brain dump, you're probably going, why isn't there anything in my head? Why don't I have as much stuff in my head that I used to? Because you're less overwhelmed. I'm saying less. I'm not saying that brain dump is going to solve everything. It's going to lessen the impact of the things that you need to do, you need to see, you need to whatever, right? The more you do it, please, this is another thing I need you to trust me on. The more you do it, as often as you can. So this is a non-negotiable. So carve out a time in your week, whether it's a Saturday, a Sunday, where you do a brain dump session like this. Because you know what that's doing? It is giving your brain, right? It is making your brain trust you, right? That every week we have an opportunity to get things out of our head, down on paper. So then the brain goes, then I don't have to try and remember it all. Then I don't have to worry about it, because I know once a week we have an opportunity to get everything down, to clear our mind, to declutter. So that's all you're doing with habits, building habits is just a way for you to tell your brain, trust me, we're going to do this, if not every day, 3 to 5 times a week, right? And then it's going to start looking forward to that routine, that habit, because it goes, hey, I don't have to worry, I don't have to stress out, I don't have to, uh, get that amygdala, that part of your brain, the amygdala, where it's our fight, flight, or freeze part, where who are we going to fight today? Who are we running from? And, who do we, or why do we need to stay still? So then danger doesn't come at us, or we don't get picked on at work to do a project, right? It can start relaxing, and then it doesn't have to go and feel like it's on alert all the time. So brain dump, if it's one of the things, and if you love planning, even if you don't love planning, you don't have to have all the pretty, colorful stuff. Just get it out of your head down on paper. Now, the way I categorize it is based on time frame. Some people do it based on categories for work, for home, for family, for if you're studying. You can do that too, but majority of the thing is for me, for my content creation, which is work. If I did it that way, then it'll be all it wouldn't be categorized or broken into pieces enough for me to feel like I'm not overwhelming myself. All right, so how are we going? How's your brain dump looking? Are you following along? Put yes in the chat for me. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with the categorizing, because for those of you who are new, that probably has quite a lot more to categorize. The next one is anything you wrote down in your brain dump for the future. So it's not for this month. Okay, so maybe you want to go, you're going and traveling, or there's a birthday or a special occasion coming up in September that you want to make sure you don't forget and you wrote down. So for me, yellow is anything that is not for this month. So let's take a minute to go and categorize those. If you're like me and have done this, then take this 1 minute to do some deep breathing. All right, so I might do that with you. Let's go. All right, so I took that 1 minute to do my deep breathing so I can tick that off my to-do list today. Part of my self-care is just taking a minute for myself. Deep breathing is a great opportunity for you to slow down your heart rate if you're feeling stressed, and then the slowing down your heart rate again signals to your brain that, hey, things are okay for the moment. We don't have to fight anybody, run away, or freeze, okay? Melinda says, since I've started doing my brain dump on a weekly basis, I feel 10 times better. That is fantastic. It is also time I can see what I'm putting off regularly. I can look at my why and does it need to be done? Yes. So for me, let me show you my previous brain dump here. All right, so that one's already complete. Looks like I've done everything on there. So there's a couple of things there that I have to go check. And then that one's completed. There's a few things from last week that I have to check. So you're like me, Melinda. There was a thing there where I had to go do this, do this, do this, that I kept putting on my brain dump week in, week out. And yes, it is a great opportunity to ask yourself, why am I putting this off? Does it matter? And then if you go, yes, well then just do it. If it doesn't, maybe it's too big a task we have to break down, or ask for help, or delegate. Hello, Al. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on our brain dump session today. I appreciate you being here. All right. So last thing here is, for those of us who do get quite overwhelmed and a little bit anxious and have moments where we are doubting ourselves, we are saying we are not good, we should have done this, we could have done that, why aren't we further ahead? You know, we mustn't be a good mom, we mustn't be a good wife, we mustn't be a good friend. These are the negative talk. And if you have those when you're doing the brain dump session, please pop it down. It's a great opportunity for you to acknowledge these things, because when these thoughts and feelings pop in your head, it's a signal. It's just saying, well, why does this come up? And we just got to figure out why and do something about it. So if you have written anything here, because remember we said don't judge, no filtering. If you do have anything that had said, you know, I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling behind, you know, let's say you had an argument with your kids, and, you know, I feel like I'm not a good mom. What I want you to do is don't ignore it, acknowledge it, but what I want you is to challenge it, to ask, is it true? Is it true that you're not a good mom? Is it true that you're not a loving wife? I'm saying these examples because these were the thoughts that I had, or, you know, have, you know, but they're going to come up because life happens and things. And I always say to my son, this is the first time I am a mum of however old he is at that moment. Right? So next week or at the end of the month, this is a mum. This is the first time I am a mum of an 18-year-old. Okay? So I am learning along the way as well. And I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to doubt myself and question my ability. And it's okay to do that. But what we need to make sure is we don't let it eat us up and keep thinking that's the way we should think, when it might not be true. So if you do have anything on your list where it's, you know, not true, or it doesn't matter, or it should be anything that you're taking up space, I want you to take a red marker. For me, it's a pink one for the zebra. I want you to, before you cross it off, just question it. Just go, you know, let's say, you know, last week I had an argument with my husband, and now I feel like, you know, I am a rude, rude little B word, right? Saying these things to him. I'm not a good wife. And then I could go, I had a bad migraine. I probably didn't sleep well, and I lost my temper, but I am a good, loving wife. Okay, so I want you to cross it off. Let's do that for the next 1 minute. Excellent. All right. Well, what I did is that because I didn't have not just I wanted to let you know, just because I didn't write any negative or self-doubt or limiting beliefs does not mean I don't have them. It's just I am trusting myself now to go, it does I can't have that space on my brain dump, right? So what I actually did instead is I gave myself positive affirmations. I am a loving wife, I am a great mom, and I am doing enough. So if you have a little space there, give yourself those positive affirmations. I saw Ronnie Cat come in. Hello, darling. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Hello there, Steph. Nice to see you. Thank you for having a session today, Marianne. Having a very lousy day and glad to see. Oh, yeah. Can you wait. Let me see. Okay. Oh, can you feel my hug come through the screen? Okay, really tight. All right, and that's for all of us who need this right now, who need the company, who need the support, who need just to be around other people when we are struggling, where we might have challenging moments, where things may not be going right. I want you to know this is a safe space that, we could just be ourselves and we could be messy, right? We can be we can be unfiltered. And so I appreciate you so much, and I hope that I and the rest of the plannerets in the chat will bring you a little bit of joy to your day. Hope everyone's doing big hugs to all indeed. All right. Yes, there you go. There's some beautiful hearts, and Elle's favorite color is purple. There's some purple hearts in there. Oh, you guys are gonna make me cry, because if I had a community like this, maybe when a few years back, when I was really, really struggling. Um, but we won't think about that anymore, are we? See, that's the shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm going to reframe my thinking, because we can start from here. We can start from right now. Okay, we have an opportunity to go and look after ourselves, so that we're in a better position to be able, and we have the energy, and we have the resilience for when things don't go to plan, and they're not always going to go to plan. And if you have had many years of doubting yourself, this is a good start to challenge those moments. All right, so I love you guys all. Yes, glad you are here. Your day gets better now. That's right, Cindy. Yes, Ronnie Cat, hope, where have you been? I missed you so much. Thank you. Feeling the plannerets love. There you go. That's for you, Steph. Lots of hugs. Yes, me too, right? Very teary. Hello, Ronnie Cat. Oh, you guys just make my day. That's why I really love it. Well, let me know how you feel after the brain dump, okay? So when we first started, cluttered, all in there, bouncing inside. I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to talk to this person, I got to go this, blah, 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 blah. Which one's more important? They're all important. Which one's urgent? They're all urgent. I got to do them all, and I don't have time for a break. Marianne, what's this self-care? Okay, wrote it down. Gives us space, allows us to be able to categorize it like we have done. All right. Oh, someone's playing 10-pin bowling, it seems, upstairs, right? So this is a great opportunity to organize your thoughts, have a look at what you can do now, and then things for later. Guess when we can look at it? Later. So let me know how you feel after this brain dump session. Now, we don't just stop here, because what do you have? You have a great piece of information here to go off to start your week, right? So we could have easily just gone, let's look at everything we need to do for next week. Too big. The list is going to be too big. We broke it down. What do we need to do today, tomorrow, or for the week? Now, here's one of the ways that has also helped me when I feel overwhelmed, because I don't know about you, I love planning. Oops. And I love planners. All right. So I have a lot of them. and I use them all most times. But then when things are stressful, overwhelming, I don't even open it because it's just too much. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go and just use one page. Now I call this the running to-do list. Let me just pop that in there. All right, it's in the chat right now if you don't have it yet. So it's available in my shop. You get two versions of it, a Sunday start or a Monday start, depending on when you do your brain dump. All right, so what it is, it's a one-page list, okay? Because, and I have had people somewhere in the comments say, but Marianne, I need more than one page for my to-do list because I have a lot on. Well, that's where the overwhelm comes in. Because if you have too many things, you are not allowing for space for things that come up unexpectedly. You probably on your to-do list don't have any self-care activity because you're overwhelmed, so you think you don't have time for it, or you need to do everything else or first before you put yourself in. All right, by having it only on one list, first of all, you're only looking at one list. You don't have to turn over or have a look and miss anything else. And it's gonna give you a little bit of space for things come up along the way. So on your to-do list, it's not everything you're going to do for the week, but it allows you to just give yourself that space and that grace to not put too much on your plate. If you have too much on your plate, it means you're not asking for help. You're probably not delegating tasks. You know, get your kids to put their own socks away, okay? They're probably not going to do it right, but you have to let those things go, okay? I know before I love folding my towels a certain way. So what I would do is, you know, I'd let others fold the towel and then I'd go in, refold it so it looks nice on the shelf. So then I went, well, if I have to refold it anyway, I might as well do it myself. So then, of course, I now put it back on me. So if you are delegating tasks for others, you have to let go of the way you do it, okay? Because you need time for you. So what I do in the running to-do list, which is based on the Alistair method, where you write everything down from top to bottom in no particular order, you know, just write it all down on one list. Let me just pop this is July. What's today? July 6th. This is July 6th to 6. What's next week's? 6 to the 14th. All right, oops. I like to have beautiful headings, colorful headings. What is it? The 14th. Okay? So that's mine. So let me just label it. Okay. So today's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, is that right? So it's not 14th. Why am I looking? What was I looking at? What was I looking at, people? The 12th. I don't know what calendar I was looking at. Doesn't matter because you can use a correction tape and no one will know. No one will know. The 12th. That's better. The 12th. Okay? The 12th. All right. So what I want you to do with your with your brain dump list is I want you to go through it and write down the things that you have for today, tomorrow, and the week. Now, if you aren't overwhelmed and you are able to plan in your normal planning system, then you can just put it directly in your daily or weekly planner. All right, so you don't have to use a running to-do list. But what I found is when I am overwhelmed or when I do have lots of stuff going on, make sure I've run out of disk space so it's no longer recording on my thing. That's okay, right? So you can put things for directly on your daily planner or directly in your weekly planner. But I like to still do it on a one-pager because you know why? I do have a lot of things going on this week and I already know my own history and my own pattern that I do get overwhelmed midway. on a Wednesday or Thursday where I've gone, oh my God, I've got so much to do. And then planning in my usual planning system can overwhelm me. And in the past, that overwhelm stops me from actually doing anything. But if I have a to-do list that is a one-pager, I give myself that kindness and that grace to go, just go off this list today, Marianne. And that's all you got to do. All right. So there's my from last week. So I've got a lot of stuff done. And then, you know, I got to do something on Friday. Oh, I did my deep breathing challenge on Friday. And I got to do that for today. Oh, well, I did that too. All right. So then I can cross that off. So the running to-do list is a great place for you to write down your task for the week again, because it is visible on a single page. You are not going to overwhelm yourself with lots of other places here and there, because that's all we're doing today. Is for those of us that do feel overwhelmed, do feel stressed with all the things we need to do, one page is a great place to start. Okay, more than one and you'll be right back where you started with the overwhelm mode. All right, so big picture. All we're doing is giving ourselves the big picture, the top level view, bird's eye view. All right, and this is still going to leave a space for real life to happen. Right, so how do we use this, Marianne? Well, I do have a video which is in the description that explains in more detail how to use a running to-do list based on the Alistair method. But what we're going to do, is everything for today and tomorrow. So my green and blues, I'm going to write it down here. Once I've transferred it onto my running to-do list, I'm actually going to cross it off with a black marker, just like I have here. All right, so then that way I don't have to worry about this list anymore, because I've migrated it to this. Now, if you go to me, Marianne, what's the point of doing the double things, all right? Because all we're doing is we're funneling. We're like from the big picture in our head down to categorizing, down for just this week's task, is we're putting blinkers on. That's what we're doing. We're not worrying about anything that's noise, that's not for now. That's all we're doing. So this is a great opportunity. If you're like me, who get quite anxious and quite overwhelmed, I need all the help I can get. I am future-proofing my plan for the me who I know is going to get quite anxious this week. And then I don't want things to fall through the crack, which is most important, is the self-care stuff. Hello, Kingdom Timekeepers. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi. How are you? Thank you. Is this your first time? I think it might be. Yes. Let me know if it is. Hooray! Thank you so much for joining. I love it. Hello, Irene. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put a 5-minute timer on the screen, because Mary Ellie, hello, nice to see you. Thank you. Did you change the name? Yeah, I think so, because that's the first time I've seen it. Yeah. Hello, Mary Ellie. Thank you so much. All right. So what I want you to do, whatever color you circled or highlighted things for your today, tomorrow, and for the week, transfer it into a one-page list. So you might, whatever list you have, just, rule it down the side of your planner, and just don't worry about it if it's in order or not. We're going to go and fix that soon. I'm more productive when I use a running to, right? Yes, me too. I did, like, although, I still put it in my daily and weekly planner. But when it's on one page, really, it's the blinkers. Is the blinders. You're not looking at anything else. So you're not going to get distracted. You have put from the beginning of your week, you go, these are the things that's important. These are the things I'd like to look at. So let's put that there. I love it. Excellent. All right. So put a 5-minute timer on the screen. So if however way you want to plan or add it into your planner, whether you put it in a daily, weekly, or a one list on one page only, do that. Oh, I mistakenly deleted my previous YouTube channel. I had to create a new one. Well, hopefully that wasn't too much of a big task. All right, I appreciate you being here, Marielle. Let's go. 5 minutes to write down your tasks and to-dos for today, tomorrow, and the week. And that's it, just for the week. Let's go. How did you go? Let me just get this one. All right. So what I did, so brain dump, categorized things for today and tomorrow. I transferred it on one single piece of paper of the tasks that I need to do for this week, for the new week. Now, of course, this is not the only task that I'm going to do, but based on the things that was in my head at the beginning of this brain dump that I was keeping in there, that's probably worrying me and overwhelming me and stressing me out, I am now able to put on one page the things I need to do for today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. And the running to-do list, the great thing is because you have these columns for the days, what I do here, so remember there is a link in the description that talk about how I use a running to-do list in more detail. So if you haven't watched that yet, make sure to watch that afterwards so then you know. So once you write out all the list in no particular order, only on one page, you now start to get to prioritize and have a look. When do I want these things, whether to look at, to complete, or to review, or to ask for help, or to delegate? Does not mean it has to be completed. So I want you to know when it's on your list, doesn't mean you have to complete it. It's just by starting is already a win. So then I put tiny little dots. So there's a little key at the bottom. So you put a little dot on what day you would like to do it. So for me, I put here for Sunday, these are the things I need to do for today. And then there's Monday and then the rest of the week. By putting little dots on your task, you get to see again visually, because I'm a visual learner. And then remember, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. You now get to go, hang on, I have a lot to do today. Do I need to do it all today? Then you can get to prioritize. Maybe I'll move it to tomorrow, or maybe I'll move it till Wednesday. And then also, if you know, let's say a Friday is your day off. Day off means not to do any work, right? Maybe a little bit or two here, but not the whole. So don't put things to do or a lot of things to do on a day that you have committed to have a day off. So by having these tiny little dots, you can see visually the things, whether you have too much on. So some of these might be a little, what they call, batching. So if you have a lot of things that are the same, similar, put them all on the same day. So if it's laundry, do all the laundry. If it's cleaning, do all the cleaning in one day. Or if you're doing admin stuff, your email, answering, filing paperwork, do them all at the same time so then you're more effective in doing that. So the running to-do list not only keeps your task on one page, visible, but then you can start to see, hang on, I have a lot already on that particular day. I'm going to move it to later in the week. And then, of course, also this is a great opportunity is if you know, like me, midweek, my energy level, my mood, my capacity, I'm not very good at it. I'll get so good on Monday, Tuesday, and then my mood and my energy plummets midweek. So I'm not going to put stuff for myself on those days. So if you know Monday's not a good start for you, you're cranky and I don't want to do this, right? Don't put too much stuff on your plate on the days that you know you are not able to. This is a great way to now be kind to yourself. Give yourself the grace to go, I can't manage. I can't do it. I can't do it on Thursday because Thursday is my day off where I'm just going to go and read my book, knit, maybe go to the shops, do whatever, have coffee with a friend or knit or whatever it is. Don't put too much tough stuff on your list. Mariella says, I have to say I love brain dumps and to-do lists. It's really, all it is you're removing yourself from your to-do list when it's down on paper and you get to see it more clearly. You can prioritize things a lot better because then you are going, my God, Marianne, you got 20 things on one day. You know you can't do that. No wonder you get all teary-eyed and crying and feeling like you're behind, right? It gives you an opportunity maybe why things are overwhelming you, why things are making you feel stuck, why things are burning you out. All right, so on here, one of my things is get outside and deep breaths. So I know the getting outside has helped regulate my mood. So I'm going to put that every day. Doing my deep breathing. These are just like 1 minute or 3 deep breaths or whatever it is, right? That was a challenge that I created for my Plannerettes Inner Circle private membership, which will happen soon, which will be open to the public soon. Deep breaths are just helping me tell my brain things are okay. We don't have to stress. There is no danger. You can do it, Marianne. One thing at a time. What you're doing is enough. All right. So really great opportunity. So let me know how you go with, how do you went with yours? Is it all good? Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the live chat right now. And of course, if you are liking these live brain dump sessions, I'd love for you to give this video or this live stream a thumbs up, or if you're watching on the replay, thumbs up. It really does let me know that, hey, keep going, keep doing it, Marianne. We love it. We love turning up for these monthly brain dump session. All right, so what have we got next? Okay, so I've given you the time to go and organize your things that came up from your brain dump today, tomorrow, and for the week. Everything else, which is, these are purple for me, are for the month. I think that I've got that one. And I just, yeah, like I said, I just scribble it out because then I don't have to worry about it. So then that way, when I go look at the list again, I don't have to read any of these stuff again. So I'm giving myself, you know, my future self less work to do by just crossing it off. So whatever it is, whatever color you want, or just put a big red X over it, so you don't need to read it again and again and again and again and again, because you have transferred it to another paper. I love it. Yes, Cindy says big thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. And of course, hit that like button as well. It's going to tell YouTube that, hey, you know, this Marianne girl, she's all right. She's doing stuff. All right. So let us have a look. Now, in your, let me just pop it again in the live chat. Where are we? If you haven't yet downloaded my free The Calm and Clear Starter Kit printable, you get the brain dump guide, which is what we just did. You get a little brain dump trigger list of what other things might be on your brain that you don't know, or, you know, what do I say? What did I say earlier? Squeeze out everything from your head to paper. So there's a trigger list there. And in the starter kit as well, you have the self-care bingo card, because it's really important that I want you to give yourself kindness and give yourself the grace that you would for any other friend. Okay, let me just pop this. Okay, you are the most important thing. Without you, you can't look after everybody else. You can't do all the things you do. So if you are putting yourself last on that list, I want you to flip it. I want you to be on top of that list. But you might go, Marianne, I don't have time for me. I got to look after my kids. I'll have to look after my parents. I got to do this for work. I got to do this for, I volunteered for this. You can do all of those so much better when you are well. We only think of ourselves as being well physically, but we're not thinking about our wellness mentally or emotionally. So if you find yourself breaking down, you know, every quite so often, or if you have tension in your body, you get migraines, you can't sleep, it's a signal that you haven't been putting yourself on top of that priority list. No one will function. No, you can't help others if you're not well. So it's important that I want you to go and start planning and being intentional with your self-care. Now, I made a video, I'll pop that in the description as well, about, you know, what we think self-care is. We think self-care is selfish, or if we take time for ourselves, we're not doing enough for others, and we're going to feel guilty, and that self-care is about all those manis, pedis, facials, whatever else. Do you know self-care is just taking 1 minute deep breathing for yourself? Do you know self-care is you and me hanging out here brain dumping or doing our planet embellishments? Do you know self-care is just listening to your favorite song or dancing to your favorite music? Do you know going to a coffee shop on your own, just even going out there and having a takeout and bring it back home? That's self-care. But what you need to do is be intentional about it. You need to plan for it. It's not an afterthought or it's not a reward. Self-care is actually it's just hit my brain that self-care is not a reward. It's not a thing you do once you've done everything else. It's the thing you do before you do anything else. Now, I'm not saying that, when you do self-care, you'll no longer be overwhelmed, no longer have anxious thoughts, but this is just from my experience. I have been able to bounce back a lot quicker when I do have the overwhelm, the burnout, the feeling stuck, the feeling lost, the feeling behind. I should have done this, I could have done that. Why didn't I do it? I bounce back a lot quicker because I actually give myself that time to feel the feels. And then I go, all right, I felt that way because I didn't eat, I didn't sleep, I didn't go outside for a walk, I didn't go and catch up with a friend, I didn't have time to read my book, I didn't do my knitting, I didn't do my painting, I didn't go out for, whatever else, all these different self-care. So there's 25 on this. So there's no excuse that you go, I don't know what to do to look after myself. And it doesn't have to be hard. If you want, just do get outside, get outside, get outside, get outside, get outside, get outside, get outside for 7 days. Or 1 minute deep breathing, 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 1 minute deep breathing for the next 7 days. And you have told your brain, because remember, we're just training our brain to go, hey, this girl matters. She's putting herself on top of that list. We better keep doing that because it does feel good and it makes you more resilient, give you the confidence, and then all these things, all these tasks that you might go, oh my God, I've got so much to do, I don't know where to start, right? It becomes clearer because then your brain is not trying to run away from something, it's not trying to fight anybody, or it's not trying to stay still so then we don't put ourselves in danger. Because that's what our brain, that part of our brain, the amygdala, right? It keeps us safe, but a lot of times it gets hijacked. It tells it tells us things that it may not be true. But when you have rest, that part of the brain goes, oh, there's no danger. Okay, part of the brain that needs to make the decision, you can turn back on, and then you'll list things that you would have gone, I don't know where to start. Oh my God, it's going to take me 3 days to do this. It takes you a lot quicker to action because your brain is now not doing anything else apart from thinking and making decisions. So, do you have these inserts as a classic happy planner size? As in the freebie? So this is in A5, and then you can just change your printer setting. So printer setting to HP Classic, but the to-do list, the majority of my printable in the shop, you can get it in A5, Happy Planner Classic, Letter, and some of them might be in personal size as well. So yes, the to-do list is you can get in Happy Planner Classic. As for the freebies, because of course it's a freebie, and I want to make sure that I'm putting more effort into other things. If you want it, all you got to do is change the printer setting and the printer preference to whatever size paper you're going to use. And then, of course, just manipulate it, whether I think it's fit to paper or fit to printable area, or change the customize it so you can have it bigger. All right. So yes, this one A5, but just change the printer setting. The running to-do list available in Happy Planner Classic size as well. Yes, I have thought of others as well. So most things are in multiple sizes. Yes, to the to-do list. Yes, so if you look in under my description right now, I think I put all 4 different sizes of running to-do list. So you've got the A5 Happy Planner Classic, Letter, as well as personal. For personal size, or I think it's for travelers note. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, I had thought of all the different sizes. All right, so let me know. Oh, well, first of all, hey, if you're watching this and you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and also the bell to get notified of when things do, when I go and turn up live stream, as well as all my other videos. Melinda says self-care is so important. I'm learning that I'm better in all areas of my life and how I cope with the stuff that is called life. All right, so I want you, remember, have a think of this, the analogy, 2 analogies, so you can go and frickin' finally get it into your head, because it took me a long time to do this, right? It took me, I'm stubborn. I'm a Capricorn, right? I'm stubborn. I go, yeah, self-care, yeah. Once I finish this, yeah, after. I'll go walk after. Yep. I'll go eat when I finish this, all right? So I'm very stubborn, so I need for you to get this through your head as well, if you are putting self-care as the last thing or not even putting it on your planner. Okay, 2 analogies that I want you to think. When you have lots of tabs open on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone, it doesn't work as well. It overheats. The whirling, little circular symbol turns up there and things don't open very quickly. What do you do? What do you call the IT guy for and pay $75 per hour for that consultation? What does he tell you or she tell you? Turn it off. Wait, I think 20 to 60 seconds, right? And then turn it back on. And then voila, things work better. That is self-care. The turning off is your self-care activity. Here's another one, whether you can think of Grand Prix racing or Formula One racing, right? They go round and round and round and round the circuit or whatever it's called, right? But what do? They have pit stops. Check the tires, check the engine, check the oil, check whatever, because it'll allow them to be able to function a lot better. Okay? Same thing. You need to have pit stops. Those are pit stops, right? Check-ins, or your car. You have in your schedule, I bet right now, when you need to put the car for its maintenance, right, or its checkup. Do you have that in your planner? Have you written things in your planner to say, let's check up on me? Let's do a self-care checkup. Probably not. If you're overwhelmed, if you're stressed, if you're stuck, if you're feeling burnt out, probably not. Because you may think right now, by taking time to look after yourself, you're going to fall behind. No. It's going to actually help you move faster, make decisions a lot quicker. So if you think stopping for yourself is like a step back, think of it this way. Think of it as a slingshot. You're pulling back that rubber, so then that little rock or whatever it is can go further. So your self-care is just like you in a slingshot, stepping back, breathing, wait, drinking water, enjoying your favorite song, enjoying your favorite, bevy or cuppa, stepping back so you can go further. All right, can you do me a favor? Can you write in your planner or a piece of paper, put it somewhere you can see it, what one thing you're going to do today to look after yourself? Deep breathing, listening to a favorite song, enjoying your coffee without any distraction, reading, knitting. It doesn't have to take that long, okay? Yes, it's a really important. All right, so let's have a look. Where were we, peeps? All right, so now I could either just go off that list today and just go, all right, well, what's on Sunday? What's today? And all you do is you go down the list and just go action it. All right, I've got to do my newsletter. I've got to plan for tomorrow's live stream. I've got to clean the bathroom. All right, I'm going to do some unboxing and then just cross it off. So again, the video for this on how to use it in more detail is in the description. Right, so I actually do this live brain dump session here on my YouTube channel once a month. So I've broken it down for once a month, first Sunday of each month. So you can always come back and just watch the replay of this. Or I actually do in my planner, my up-and-coming Plannerettes Inner Circle private membership. We do it once a week. Because a lot of the time, it's not so much that you know what you have to do, but having others do it along with you. and feel like you're not alone. All right, so really important to find yourself a community that help bring you up. Just like, you know, if you're feeling down, that's just seeing familiar names in the chat or in the comment section, really, really important. All right, so today we've done a brain dump, we sorted it, we looked at what matters most right now, cleared that mental clutter before the new week begins. Again, please have a look in the description, the Calm and Clear printable. So the running to-do list is not a freebie, okay? So this one, the brain dump trigger list, the self-care bingo, and there is a habit tracker at the end. So just pick 3 to 5 activities, you know, from the self-care bingo card that you can add into your planner for this week. Be intentional with your self-care and don't leave it as an afterthought, okay? So if you think you don't have the time to take a break, then it is even more crucial you plan and take your breaks, like drinking water. So this is what I want you to think. The more tasks you have, the more breaks you need, right? So do you trust me? Because your cognitive thinking part of your brain will be more effective with rest. So type in, yes, I'm going to take a self-care break either right now or I'm putting it in my to-do list. So let's quickly have a look. Is it this one? Is it this one? Here we go. So let me ask you this. What's one thing from your brain dump that surprised you today? So while you're writing it in there, or what aha moment, or oh, I forgot I needed to do that. So while you're thinking, what's one thing from today's brain dump that surprised you? Here are your key takeaways from today's session. Get everything out of your head. Don't filter it. No one is watching. Well, you know, me, someone's watching, but no one's watching. So you can write whatever. You can swear if you're feeling frustrated, all right? Organize your tasks, especially into today, tomorrow, and this week to help you just focus on what's most important for the moment. I'm not saying the others aren't important, but all we got to do to reduce the overwhelm is just look at things for the moment. Use a 1 page, okay? No more. Don't go, oh, Marianne, but I've got so much. Then guess what? You're going to be back to where you started feeling overwhelmed. There's only so much time in the day and there's only so many days in the week, and you need to allow for things to come up that you haven't planned or putting in your self-care. All right, so schedule your self-care and allow for space for, as like Melinda said, for life to happen. All right, so if you want to make this your weekly routine, go grab my Calm and Clear starter kit and the running to-do list from my shop. The links are in the description. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. What do we, yes to the to-do list. Yes, 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 I have booked myself self-care. I love that. How are you going with your walks, Elle? I'm loving all the TikTok videos as well. So I love it. All right. So of course it's easier said than done to do all these things that you've told me to do, Marianne. Oh, you know, you've been doing it for so long. Hey, but like anything else, it takes practice. You got to do it more often than not. So then that way it becomes habitual, right? So doing a brain dump and a weekly reset is really going to help you because, you know, it's training your brain to trust you, like I said. So allow yourself to declutter, reset, and like I said, it's your brain's weekly maintenance. The turning off, let it cool down, let it reset, and turn it back on. Because what happens if you leave it unchecked, if you just, you know, not writing things down, things break down. I break down. I've cried. I swear. I'll get frustrated. Okay? But the more you do it, the quicker you get back up. All right? So just quickly, if you allow me, in my soon to launch private membership Plannerettes Inner Circle, we do a weekly brain dump just like this one, and it's in real time, it's regular weekly reset, so you don't have to try and think about it yourself. We do a co-brain dumping with others, that's because by doing it with other people, right, it's a lot more doable than by doing it yourself. So I've got the wait list on this screen right now, and I do have that QR code as well. So what we do there is, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling stuck, this is a great way to help you clear the mind, get clarity, and get inspirational creativity, of course, through the art of planning and stationery, habit tracking, and self-care, and all the stuff that we are talking about today. So, okay, so our weekly brain dump is just one of the things that we use in the inner circle to help us move us from overwhelm to calm and clear. So if you want to learn more about it, there's the QR code. It is also, I think, in the description as well. So to learn more, just pop in there. So I'm going to open that to the public in a couple of weeks. So we have our founding members in there that's helping me, tweak it. What do you want? We're going to do also another suggestion from one of our founding members is to do more in-depth journaling. With the journaling, what I used to do is do it when I'm already upset, when I'm already sad, when I'm already losing it, and when I'm already at the end of my capacity. So again, doing prevention instead of apprehension will help us. It's really just training. If you think training the brain to just go, I trust you, Marianne, that you have got this, that we are going to do one thing at a time. So check the wait list for when that comes up, and any early bird special. Now, let me know what's one thing from our brain dump that surprised you. Walking so much. You too, though. Yes, I've been doing, I think I'm day 9 in a row. I'm going to try and do this 10 times more and do 90 getting outside, and it does help my my mood so much and help regulate me. So if you are watching on replay, tell me, what is it that surprised you about today's brain dump? Drop it in the comments below. All right, so I'll link the video to the running to-do list in the description, as well as when I've finished when the live stream has finished doing what it needs to do, it'll also be on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I will see you in the comment section and see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.